Hi, welcome to another video from the Barrett channel. I'd like to give my opinion on China only having a one-party country, unlike many Western countries who have a so-called democracy. Okay, so in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, China has benefited hugely from having just a one-party state. Why? Why do I think that? Well, okay, so in the last 20 years, China have become extremely prosperous. Their cities are some of the most modern cities in the world. Their economy is rocketing, it's booming. Even though they have a slight stumble in the last year or so with the trade war with America, it's still a good, strong economy. So the reason I feel that a one party has been good for China is that if you look at the West, I'm from England, so I'll give you a couple examples in England. So we have been talking about having a high-speed rail link between London and Manchester for more than 10 years. In that same 10 years, China has laid and put into operation over 2,000 kilometers of high-speed rail. Another good example of this is Heathrow Airport. Heathrow Airport have been talking about having another runway for maybe 8-10 years, maybe more. I'm not sure how long, because it's gone on and on and on and on. In China, they decided they needed a new airport in Beijing. One of the largest airports in the world was constructed and put into operation in around 4 years. Both of these are examples of how China having one party country has made the country more prosperous. This is because when something is decided in China, it's decided, infrastructure projects, they make a decision, they get on with it. They don't spend years and years and years debating, then one government gets voted in and they have different ideas, so projects are put on hold and cancelled. And I also think this is one of the main reasons that India has not done anywhere near as well economically as China. I have some good friends in India, and they, on the times I've visited them, they've expressed their feelings that, China has advanced and economically and technically much more than they have. And they put one of the reasons down to their governments being so inefficient. And what happens is you'll get one government, they've got their ideas and they start to put those ideas into practice. Then 4 or 5 years down the line, they become a little unpopular for whatever reason, and then the public vote them out, and you get another government into power who has completely different ideas, different ideas and different ways of doing things. So what then happens is that they start cancelling or going back on some of the projects the previous government started. Then 4 or 5 years down the line, the same thing happens. So we end up in a lot of Western countries where nothing actually gets done, because it just keeps getting bogged down with inquiries. We have public inquiries, whereas in China, they decide to do something, they get it done. And I think this is really massively benefited China over the years. There'll probably be a lot of people who don't agree with that and think that China should become a country where they have different parties that can be voted for. My thoughts on that would be very I'm not really sure what I think about that, but I think that would actually be a nightmare for China, because China's such a big country that different parts of China are almost like different countries. They have different thinking, they do things differently. So I think the problem with having a democracy in China like other Western countries is, I guess you would always end up with a hung parliament. Similar to, you know, you've only got to look at the mess in the UK at the moment over Brexit. You know, it's November 2019 and we go to the polls again, we are voting again in December 2019, and it's looking highly likely it might yet again be a hung parliament. So this puts decision making into a, you know, decisions just don't get made when there's a hung parliament. And this is something that the Chinese don't suffer from. They don't suffer from this problem of hung parliaments. So I really do believe that China have benefited from not having a multi-party country. I guess this is very controversial, what I'm saying here, and there'll be many people that don't agree. There'll be many people that do agree. I think on the whole, Chinese people are quite happy, or most Chinese people, a majority of Chinese people that I've spoken to seem to be quite happy with the status quo of things, because they see their lives improving, their cities are great, you know, they're modern, they have modern infrastructure, they have modern technology. So I really, you know, and I think most of the time the Chinese government, you know, acts in the best interests of the people in China. Maybe not always, but I think most of the time that is the case. Anyway, it'd be really interesting to hear any comments or feedback you may have. Always get back to your comments and feedback, so please leave you know, comments and feedback down below. As always, if you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up, that helps us greatly. If you like the kind of content, subscribe to our channel and ring the bell. Hit the share button, please. Okay, anyway, that's all for now. As always, take care. Bye bye.